Hey folks, Brendan here from Bluelight, and here's another one of my videos to help support you through the police recruitment process. So here's a quote for you. All the real work is done in the rehearsal period. All the real work is done in the rehearsal period. Now that's a quote from the famous actor Donald Pleasance. And I think what it's referring to there is that the real work needs to take place before your assessment centre, before your interview, before your video interview. And what got me thinking about this was the other day I was talking to a candidate who's going to have a video interview for the direct entry inspector scheme. And a lot of forces are starting to do this for all entry points into policing. And what this is a video where you're being recorded, you'll watch the video, and a series of questions will be presented to you, and you have 3 minutes to answer each one of those questions. And there's no one in front of you. You know, you're just talking into a camera, and your answers are going to be assessed. There's no one there giving you any kind of non-verbal communication back to indicate how you're doing. And that's not too different from the interview phase of the current assessment centre, the National Assessment Centre, where the interviewers often will show very little of, if no emotion or interest whatsoever in you. We've got 5 minutes to answer a question about difficult decisions or code of ethics or values or whatever it may be. Well, actually, I think I've got a good idea what those questions are, because there's been that many positive action workshops right across the country who've leaked them. I'm pretty sure I know what those questions are. But if you're one of my clients, you can go to one of the videos on my client-only Facebook group. You can find out a little bit more about what I believe those questions to be. Anyway, the thing that astounds me over and over again is that you're just not rehearsing for these interviews. And where you are rehearsing for them, you're rehearsing whilst driving a car to work, or talking to yourself, or speaking to yourself in a mirror. You are not replicating the circumstances that you're going to be facing when you have your interview, whether it be in front of an assessor or whether you're being videoed. So it's time to practice, folks. I mean, seriously, practice. The amount of people who I coach and support, when I ask them, you know, how many times have you practiced this before? The vast percentage of them say, I haven't. This is the first time I've practiced. I'm practicing with you. Now, practicing with me is great, but it's going to cost you money. And you don't necessarily need to spend money to be able to practice. Now that sounds like me doing myself out of a job, but you know, sort of specialist coaching I provide for the interviews in the assessment centre is worth its weight in gold. As one of my clients told me today, it's great to be able to talk to someone who knows their shit. What a compliment, eh? I know my shit. I'm going to have to put a rating on this now, aren't I? Sort of X-rated or PG parental guidance on this video. Anyway, but now is not the, you know, now is not the time to start practicing. You know, this expensive session with Brendan is not the time to start practicing. You should have rehearsed for the role plays, for the interview questions, for every aspect of the police recruitment process at least 20, 30 times. You wouldn't catch an actor or an actress going on stage if they're not rehearsed that many times or more, would you? And their career doesn't bend on it. Your career bends on this. So folks, there's my advice for today. Practice, 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 practice. And when you think you've practiced enough, you haven't. Practice more. Cajole your loved ones, your friends, into helping you recreate the circumstances that you're going to be in. Immerse yourself in it. Play it out right from the outset as if it were the real thing. So at my seminars, what I do for the role plays is I get people to go outside the room, and when they come in and do a practice role play with me, they come in through the door exactly as it would be on the day, and they sit down in a seat that's placed exactly the sort of distance away from me as a role player as they're going to get on the day. We recreate the circumstances in as much detail as possible. So do that, folks, and then practice. Please do practice. And if you've got a coaching session booked for me in the future, please do practice before we have that coaching session. You'll find it so invaluable. Anyway, folks, there's my little bit of advice for you today. Less than 5 minutes worth today. My goodness. That's a record almost. If you'd like to find out more about my police recruitment support, then there's some links below in the blurb to my courses on my website, and also to my Facebook group. The open one, not the one for clients. Clients has got about 1,000 people in it now, just under 1,000 people. The one that's open to everyone has got almost 6,000 people in it, all sharing advice, top tips and guidance for the police recruitment process with each other in a very ethical way. So if you'd like to join that, once again, link below. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's now over 5 minutes. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Bye.